Yeah, they removed the landmarks, man. They're taking all other people's land. That's what Esau does. They take over other people's lands by way of proxy wars. What's a proxy war is like a war by way of a third party. I'm not actually going to war with, I'm not actually physically in that land fighting you, but what I will do is I will train the rebels and I will give them arms for them to fight against their own government for my benefit. Like when the United States was arming the Syrian rebels to fight against Assad. You know? You go to that?
It says, some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together.
Yeah, they hide it for these damn bastards. These red devils. These blonde-headed, blue-eyed dogs. They hide it from them, man. Go ahead. See on that?
It says, behold, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh, okay, read that verse? Sorry, brother.
Verse 5 says, behold, as wild asses,
To verse 6.
behold, as wild asses in the desert, go they forth to their work, rising the times for the prey. The wilderness yielded food for them and for their children. They reap everyone his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked.
So it said they reap everyone his corn. So they rob the nations of their resources. Now I got something real quick. This is from RareHistoricalPhotos.com, right? It says this is talking about the Great Famine that happened in India from 1876 to 1878. Real quick, right? Now, it's a lot of stuff I could read, but I'm gonna jump down, and it says in part the Great Famine may have been caused by an intense drought, resulting in crop failure in the Deccan Plateau. But the regular export of grain by the colonial government, which is talking about the British, during the famine, the Viceroy Lord Lytton oversaw the export to England of a record 6.4 hundredweight. That's 320,000 tons of wheat. This weakened the rich cultural and economic strength, especially of southern India. Perhaps most disturbingly, Lord Lytton, the Viceroy, held a great banquet for 60,000 people in honor of Queen Victoria's coronation. So when Queen Victoria was being coronated in the 1870s, there was 60,000 people that had coronation at the same time. The Indian people were starving to death. The cultivation of alternate cash crops, in addition to the commodification of grain, played a significant role in the events. So this is how these devils always been. This is the 1870s. So these devils has always been doing that. They always built in the fatness of the earth last. So yes or not?
Yeah. This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. I'm going to jump down to verse 4.
The prey departeth not. Go ahead. We can't depart from the store.
Verse 2. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse. That's the point. Verse 4. Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. Verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and thy kingdoms thy shame.
But in ancient times, they actually had occultic temples, or they had temple prostitutes.
Yeah.
So in this case, America will be likened to a temple prostitute, because a temple prostitute, her exchange was her Virginia, you know, and she exchanged her Virginia for profit. So that's what America's doing with other nations right now.
That's correct, yep. That's right, brother, yeah.
But what America is doing though, America is also using witchcraft. That's why America is likened to the Chaldeans.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Chaldeans was known as the wise men of Babylon. So they had the ability to read the signs of the heaven, the alignments of the stars. So, if you're gonna have a good crop or bad crop, they were considered to be wise men. But America also considered to be a wise man, but the Most High is gonna bring America down. Because America reached this point of greatness, but now we living in a time of America, we see the decline of the greatness. Like, you know, a lot of us grew up watching wrestling, and you see Ric Flair, but at the time Ric Flair was very old and shit, but you heard about Ric Flair glory days, Hulk Hogan, his glory days. But at that time, they still had it a little bit, but it was old. And that's how America is. America had it just a little bit, but America is old and it is losing that power. But now America fully losing that power, and it's gonna fully the way the Most High is gonna make America lose its crown when America be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. But before that happened, it has to be a ground battle, and that's what we're seeing right now in the news. We're seeing the Houthis, the Yemen rebels. They are attacking the cargo coming out of the Gulf of Suez to the Red Sea to the point they had to suspend that route. But their justification is because of the mistreatment of the Palestine people. So they want to get involved. Then you got the American government saying that they're getting all their weapons from Iran. So now Iran's getting dragged into this mess, right? But that's the Most High. Everything's go back to the Most High, fulfilling his prophecy. Because America has to go down, but has to go down the way the Most High said it was going to go down. It can't go no other way. The Most High left a exact blueprint how he wants things to be done.
I got to fill over the real
Yeah.
Now, brother mentioned about Iran getting dragged into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's something that was from the Brookings Institute. The Brookings Institute is a think tank. The think tank is basically when you have a group of experts, whether they're sociologists, psychologists, whatever they may be, a group of experts that come together and come up with an idea. And this is something called Which Path to Persia. And I'm just
Is it witchcraft?
Which path?
Oh, which?
Which, like,
okay.
Which path to Persia? Which path, and this is from the Brookings Institute, right? It says, which path to Persia objectively presents the most important policy options available to the United States in crafting a new strategy toward Iran. So basically, it's a booklet, it's 170 pages of a list of ideas or strategies. How they basically saying which path can we take to get into Persia. So it's all different ideas. This is, from what I can see here, this goes back to 2007. It's almost 20 years ago.
That's America trying to get to Persia.
Yeah. See,
Persia is Iran.
Iran, yeah.
It was changed, I believe, 1935. Changed from Persia to Iran.
Yeah, and that's what America always been doing. America always been looking for new opportunities to get into certain land because America's always been about expansion. But when things stopped, when it was a roadblock for them expanding, they always put a narrative or agenda out there to sway the general public to make it seem that the opposing force is the bad guy. But now we seeing that these small hats, or the world seeing the small hats being in a bad light. But you had a scripture. Can I get you read that? Somebody get Genesis 16
Real quick.
and 12.
Jeremiah 49:7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Now, of course, we know Edom is the nation of the so-called white race, but
Is wisdom no more intended?
Mhm.
Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?
Right. Because before Esau do anything, Esau, see, one thing about Esau look into things. You know, Esau, he checked everything out. Esau could tell you how many species there is to a mosquito.
Well, yeah.
You know, how many species it is to a frog. And, you know, you have books and documentaries on and science behind it. Esau checked everything out.
Yeah.
You know, but with all this wisdom that the Most High opened up onto Esau, you would think Esau would see his downfall. So the Most High is saying, well, is there more wisdom in Teman? Like you see how I took down the Egyptians. Esau know about it. Esau sent his the archaeologists over there at the study Rome. Esau would tell you about the Stone Age, the Iron Age, the Bronze Age, and how Rome fell. But he don't see himself falling down.
Right.
See, go ahead. Look at Genesis 12, 16 and 12.
Genesis chapter 16, verse 12,
Somebody love that Arabic read.
verse 11. It says, "And the angel of the Lord said unto her,
Okay.
Behold,
Look at the Arabic league.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
it says, Behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael."
Now, who's talking right now? This the Most High speaking to an angel, to who? Hagar. Because at this point of time, Hagar had ran away from Sarai or Sarah because Sarah was being harsh with her. But
It says, "Because the Lord had heard thy affliction." It
Right.
says, and he will be as a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and
now
every
this is the blessing that the Most High had put on Ishmael. Now, who's Ishmael today? The so-called Arabs. So it says he should be a wild man. Go ahead.
his hand will be against every man,
His hand should be against every man,
and every man's hand against him.
and every man's hand against him. And go ahead.
And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren.
And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brothers. And we seen that Ishmaelite alliance happening now. You see, because you look at these Arabic nations, they all have similar flags. They all speak Arabic, of course. They all worship Allah. You know, it may be a little different but the Most High have it up that these different Arab nations is going to back each other up. Like this speaks about Ezekiel 38. She's about Libya. Now, Libya at one point was inhabited by Hamites. But look at Libya now, who's there? There's some Ishmaelites nations. Just like in Egypt, who's there now? Ishmael. You know, Ethiopia. You got a lot of Cushites over there, but you got a lot of Ishmaelites over there too. You got a lot of Palestinians with Ishmaelites over there in Ethiopia. And I don't know if you can find this online, type in Google, Ethiopia open door policy for Yemenis. So we don't know exactly how the Most High is going to do it, but that could bring in Ethiopia into this page too of war. But eventually, you know, Ethiopia will get involved. That's part of the prophecy. But the Most High is stirring up all the nations for what? For war. And where they going to gather? Right there in Saudi Arabia. You know? That
was it.
was it. Okay, just read one more time.
It says, this is Genesis chapter 16, verse 12, and it says, "And he will be as a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren."
Yeah. So that's the Most High aligning all these different Ishmaelite nations together. And because, you know, what's been happening with these so-called Palestinians is, you know, it's pretty much a genocide. And the world media thought that everybody was going to be on the favor of the small hats, but everybody's on the favor of, you know, the Palestinians. You got even in America protests for the Palestinians, you know, and saying that this is a Holocaust right here. But that's the Most High stirring up the nations and for war and to judge the heathen. That's in Zechariah, the 3rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken.
I could back you up on the U.S.
Mhm.
The U.S. and
the United Kingdom joined forces to bomb Yemen, and you would think that they will stop after that, but here it is. As Scripture said, there shall be his wild men. They still want to fight, continue to bomb those ships, man. So that's the Lord putting the spirit on these nations to war.
Because they say the people of Yemen has been they've been hijacking a lot of the cargo ships. They've been shooting bombs to the cargo ship. So they want to be involved into this war. So that's the Most High putting that spirit on them. They want to be involved in war. So now they're involved, and then the Most High is gonna join other members to this war. Got that?
And I had the thing you wanted earlier, the Arab League, or drop it.
Yeah, you can read that. Yeah.
Got
And
it.
then
The Arab League charter.
I read. You got Jake say Arab, but the proper way is Arab.
The Arab League charter. The charter of the Arab League was established on March 22nd, 1945, and is referred to as the Pact of the Leagues of Arab States. It was signed by the leaders of the 7 founding member states: Egypt, Iraq, Jordan.
So we got Egypt that's involved, because you got a lot of Ishmaelites in Egypt now. You go to Delhi in New York. I don't know how it is in other states, but they're either from Egypt or Yemen, or you might be from Pakistan. And a lot of them people from Yemen are Jakes too. A lot of them is Jakes. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them are Jakes. Go ahead.
It reads Egypt, Iraq, Jordan,
Iraq. Go ahead.
Lebanon,
Go ahead.
Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Yemen. As per
Go ahead.
As per the agreement, the member states aim to strengthen their ties and reinforce.
I'm not mistaken. Earlier this week, was it Iran? It was shooting missiles. Northern Iraq. So that's near Syria, and what's up there, Northern? It's right at the tip of my tongue. Somebody put it on the map. Put it on the map. See, look up Arabia. Arabia. You're gonna see Syria there, more so on the east, not east. So, and from my understanding, these regions had to do what America has embassies at, So,
Iraq, Bahrain, Kuwait,
let me see.
Qatar.
Let me look at
It should be a little bit better. I don't think that's good enough.
It might be. Yeah. That's Syria. Yeah. Iraq. Yeah. So you got Syria and Iraq is in northern Saudi Arabia, and something's gonna happen. The Mossad's gonna get your world 2 and 20. Something's gonna happen when the Mossad is gonna bring these nations together to fight. Because we talk about the nuclear destruction, but before the nuclear destruction, there's gonna be a ground battle. There's gonna be Jacob's trouble, the mandation of the MOTB. And like the elder apostle always say, once you see they mandate the MOTB, the end is right there. The end is there. And we only in January. And it's been, this whole month been fired. It don't even feel like it's January. So much happened within, like the elder brother said, every day is new things happening, new things unfolding, leading us to the end. If this don't excite your spirit, I don't know what will. What will?
Joel chapter 2, verse 20. When I remove
Before you read that, second entrance, yeah.
2 Ezra 15, verse 28. 2 Ezra 15 and 28. Behold, in horrible vision.
Read now.
Behold, in horrible vision. And
So it says, behold, a horrible vision. Yeah, about that. So this is a vision that Ezra received, and it wasn't just any vision. It was horrible. He described being a horrible vision. So when he woke up from the vision, he was bothered by it. That's how intense it was. Okay,
and the appearance thereof from the east.
So this vision, the location was going to be in the east or the Levant. Now, the Levant is defined as eastward of the Mediterranean, right?
Yeah.
So this vision is based on the Levant, eastern of the Mediterranean. So we know it's not talking about the continent of Europe. We know it's not talking about the continent of Africa,
Yeah.
you know, or within America. Well, America plays a part in it, but he's seeing something, a battle, the battle of Armageddon happening, and it leading to a nuclear destruction. Go ahead.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
So he's seeing war. And the dragons of Arabia is talking about the Ishmaelite nations. And now, because in ancient time, Ishmael pretty much lived amongst each other. Now, Ishmael has been, dispersed out. But the Mossad set it up for them to be in a different nation so they could all come together during this war of Armageddon. Go ahead.
It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall
So
come.
for the nations of the Dragon of Arabia, you read about the Arab League. And, they pretty much have a league to protect each other in a time of war. So if you attack one, you attack all. Go ahead.
It says, shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
So they should be carried upon the wind, like the wind on the earth, meaning the Most High is going to move them to do what he wants them to do. That's where you get the word influence from. The word influence means to flow in. And whatever the Most High wants the nations to do is going to happen. The Most High is going to put the spirit on them to do it. Go ahead.
Also the Carmanians raging and wrath.
Now, if you look on a map of Carmen
Carmenia. Yeah.
or Carmenia, you're going to see it was located within Persia. So it's talking about the Persians or the Iranians. So Iranians is going to play a major part in this war.
Right.
Go ahead.
The Carmanians raging and wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, with great power.
So the Most High is going to put the spirit of passion within Iran to war. Go ahead.
And with great power shall
Iran can't stand America. I remember it was years ago when he had the UN summit meeting. He had Ahmadinejad. He went there, started blasting all the Edomite nations, and he started talking about slavery in America, and America is, they pretty much got everything by ill-gotten gain, and I believe he mentioned about the towers going down, and how it was an inside job, if I'm not mistaken. But Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, he was blasting America, but the Iranians, they do not like America. That just like Putin, he can't stand America. China, and that's the spirit that the Most High put in them. They got a dying hatred, a passion for America. Go ahead.
It says the Carmanians
Raging.
It says
Take your time.
also the Carmanians raging and wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood,
Mm-hmm.
and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion.
Right. So their great power is comprised of alliance, nuclear weapons. So that's the great power the Most High gave them. Yeah.
It says, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Now Assyria is talking about America, and it says he shall waste a great portion of the Assyria, which is America. So that's the part of the power the Most High gave them was the nuclear weapons.
And they said they're gonna waste a portion of it.
Mhm.
Because Russia won't be.
Russia's gonna, they're gonna have the other portion.
Yeah.
It's like you have a plate, you sharing a plate,
Like a pizza pie.
a piece of pie.
Yeah.
Somebody might get 2 slices, and one person get one slice, two people may share a slice. That's how the Most High is going to use the nation to destroy America. They're all going to have a portion in destroying America.
Along with American allies.
Along with American allies.
They're gonna be involved too.
Look, I'm sorry.
Yeah, American allies, they're gonna be involved too.
Mhm.
The scriptures speak about that in Revelation, right?
Mm-hmm.
America got like, 10,000 miles of land from 5,000. I'm thinking about the zip codes, but yeah, you know, this landmass is big, so you got different areas that can be hit,
Yeah.
different locations.
Go ahead.
It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature.
Because the Arabs going to shoot missiles here too. And it says then to the dragons have the upper hand. The dragons talking about an Ishmaelite nation. You know, and they're gonna start with that ground battle because for the most we're gonna read Joel 2 in a second, but what's gonna happen is America is gonna be on the losing end of it. And these Ishmaelite nations, they're gonna have the leverage on America. Because one, you fight in their land.
Yeah.
You know, you in their, you in their hood. Mhm.
You know, water, so.
That's right.
Water court advantage.
They got home court advantage.
They got a field power.
You know the terrain.
That's right.
You know the waters.
Yes.
Plus,
Passageways.
they said they're gonna remember their nature. They're gonna go back to that old ancient Ishmaelite nature.
That's
These,
right.
These Arabs in the corner store that be selling you,
So deep.
huh?
I said they so deep.
That be selling you that, that oven rolled turkey with American cheese, lettuce and tomato on a roll with salt and pepper. Guess what? They just regular than Arabs, man.
Mhm.
They the ancient Arabs.
Yeah.
They're like
They pretty much the Uncle Tom's
they're like
they people.
they're like they're like they're the New Yorkers of the Arab world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're the New Yorkers of the Arab world. Because they call Puerto Ricans New Yorkers because they got that Spanish. They speak Spanish incorrect, kind of like compared to how they speak in actual Puerto Rico. So they're like the New Yorkers of the Arab world. Right?
Like Benjamin. They call Benjamin Yankee.
Exactly. They're like a Jamaican born in Brooklyn trying to be a reggae artist, acting like he's actually
I'm Flatbush Jamaican.
Exactly. They basically Flatbush Jamaican.
Like I was talking to this I will get back to quick, but I was talking to this Irish on the job. He's a super. And I was talking about another super. The first thing he asked me, like, he's an Irish or he's an Irish American. And when he said it, he finished to say, I already know what he's gonna say. Like Irish, like he's an Irish American. Well, he had to finish the sentence. I already knew he was gonna say. It's a big difference. Like an Irish and an Irish American, the culture is totally different. They don't really look at these guys as being the real Irish men, you know.
Like when Jay come from another country, they call it first generation, second
Second
generation.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of them Arabs, they like, especially the ones in the bodegas and delis and stuff like that, they might, be on the side of whatever country they originally from, but they over here, they looking at like, well, I have nothing really to do with me. I live here now, and I'm just worrying about my money and my family.
And deep down inside, they don't want America to fall.
Yeah,
They've been making money here for 37 years with big corner stores.
they all concerned about the money. Now, them Arabs over there, they really believe, like, they'll die for it.
Yeah.
That's what the Most High said. Remember their nature. That's going back to Genesis, the 16th chapter and the 12th verse. The Most High said through the angel to Hagar, I will make him a wild man. Like Jacob become a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
But Jacob ain't dying for that shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ishmael strap a bomb and yell Allah Akbar, and you hear the last thing you hear is a boom. You wake up dead. But Jake ain't doing that. Jake just try to drop some game when you redfish, bluefish. Jake ain't, the most of Jake will do stuff eating pork.
Right.
And they'll be on some conscious shit. But Ishmael, they'll really die for what they really believe in. But that's the spirit that the Most High put it on. And they see other Ishmaelite nations as being their brothers, and their brothers being oppressed. So it's gonna release a fiery wrath and passion within them. That's what them Houthis, they bombing, because you can't really tell, because they're just going off based off the cargo flags, and sometimes the flag's not accurate, because some flags is what you call a destination flag, or where it's coming from. Sometimes the flag might be the destination, so they think it's coming from Israel, but it's going to Israel. But they just bombing everything. They say, well, fuck it, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like in construction, it said, if you're not sure, out the door. And that's how they train these cargo ships.
They bomb some shit from Greece. You know.
Yeah. And what they're doing is affecting, and it's going to affect the world global economy, or the world global trading system. And you're going to see things start rising even more.
As a matter of fact, now we're gonna prove right now how them these jakes, they ain't real so-called Muslims. Now the Arabs got something that they call Muharram, but it's basically like a day where they would mourn the death of Muhammad's grandson, and they would take these chains with these knives attached to it, and they would swing it like this, and they would cut themselves on their back. They call it self-flagellation. It's supposed to be to wash away sin, and they would cut themselves on their back. They would cut their back open, brother. They would take these chains, just go on YouTube and type in, or Google type in Arabs cutting back open with knives. I remember I seen that video about 6-7 years ago. They would have these knives, just cutting their back open. Little children, 8-year-old, 6-year-old boys. Them Arabs are wild, they're Arabs.
Yeah.
When these
The
chicks become
Lord
Muslims,
meant just that. They should be a wild
when
man.
these chicks become Muslims, they put a little twist on it. Nation of Islam. What the hell is that? 5%. They put like a little twist on it. They saw what the Arabs doing, probably like, they didn't do all that shit. Let's go twist it up a little bit.
And Jake ain't dying for that.
Yeah, they ain't
They ain't
down.
dying for their belief.
Jake will come in jail, go to jail, become a Muslim to protect him. They come home and start eating a ham sandwich. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Finish this one. Yeah, second Ezra's 15 and 31. It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature,
They're gonna be winning.
Mhm.
and if they shall turn themselves conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Then these shall be troubled, fled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their host shall be feared.
And that's gonna happen to those missiles.
Yeah.
Because the Most High is gonna put the spirit on to start showing missiles, and that's where everything's gonna be that's gonna end the fight.
Yeah.
Like,
It says,
They ain't gonna be shooting missiles for 3 weeks. Shooting nuclear missiles for 3 weeks.
yeah.
it says, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite,
Go verse 1.
on verse 35.
That's pretty much the point. Go Joel 20.
Okay.
I got Joel 2.
Oh, that was you. Yeah.
Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will move far from you the northern army.
Right. In this case, the Northern Army is referencing to America. And go ahead.
I will drive him into the land barren and desolate.
Now, something that's barren and desolate, that's something that's a desert, you know. So the Most High, we see that happening right now. We in the process of seeing the Most High driving America into a land barren and desolate. That's why, you know, the Most High put the spirit on America and the UK to bomb Yemen, because that's going to end up driving them into Saudi Arabia. That's the land barren and desolate. Go ahead.
It says, with his face towards the east sea,
So it was faced towards the EC. So eastward of Saudi Arabia, that would be River Euphrates and the Persian Gulf region. And we know that I have to be talking about the River Euphrates because the script, what's that, Revelation 19, if I'm not mistaken? The Lord speaks about he's going to drop the Red Sea for the kings.
12. You want to get to it?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay.
So that's the EC. The River Euphrates, and then it goes on to say, go ahead, Malak.
It says, it's faced towards the EC
Go ahead.
and the hinder part
So hinder means something that's behind you. So this hinder part or behind, go ahead.
towards the utmost sea.
So the utmost sea is the Red Sea. So that's why tension is brewing with the Gulf of what Gulf is that?
Aden.
Suez. So like, you got the Gulf of Suez, you got the Gulf on the opposite side, Akbar. So you got Suez and Akbar, and that empty out where? To the Red Sea. Okay? So that's what attention is happening in the Red Sea, because the Mossad driving them now to Saudi Arabia. You want to say something?
No, I'm about to say that's the spirit, because that's where the land, that's where the waters that Israel crossed from there leaving Egypt.
Yeah.
You know, we was becoming
The
a
Gulf
nation.
of Suez going to Mount Sinai.
That's right. Yep. Just that the Red Sea is more prominent.
Yeah.
That's why the scriptures say Red Sea.
Right.
It says, the utmost sea and his thing shall come up.
Now, why it speaks about stink? Stink is talking about odor. So there's gonna be a lot of odor coming up within this battle because there's gonna be a lot of dead bodies, and these dead bodies not gonna be getting buried during combat, and gonna be that's the upper hand. That's the leverage it's gonna have. It's gonna get so bad. They're gonna have to institute a draft, you know, because it could be so much dead bodies. It's not gonna be time to bury them. You're just gonna have to keep sending more, deploying more. So that's what it speaks. Read it again.
It says, and the hinder part towards the sea, and his things come up, and all the silver shall come up because he had done great things.
So the ill savor and the stink is the odor that stench from them bodies. So you know, so it's gonna get so bad to the point where you know it could be the odor gonna be so bad. That's why Scripture speaks about that Ezekiel 39. It goes into post destruction. How we're gonna sever out men of continual employment because all the casualties of war they're gonna have to get buried.
Okay, I preach that for you.
That.
This is the book of Isaiah 34, verse 1 to 3. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear in all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh Shem Shah is upon all nations.
Is upon all nations. So they thinking they fighting for who's going to be the next world alliance or superpower. But the Mossad bring them together for what? For destruction. And somebody get Zechariah the 3rd chapter. That.
And his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. See that? It says their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. So it says the heavens gonna be. It says number 3 again. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. So that lines right with Joel 2:20. So if it says stinks shall come out of their carcasses, it's talking about what? Their bodies. And the mountains shall be melted with their blood, meaning it's going to be blood everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's talking about the so-called mushroom cloud, which is known as the Rayleigh-Taylor instability. That's a scientific term. Rayl, I believe, DIGH, Taylor instability. All right? And all their hosts shall fall down. As a matter of fact, you see some of the Rayleigh-Taylor instability. If you drop some milk in a cup of coffee, because of the density of the milk is associated with the coffee.
That's right.
And the leaf falleth off, as the leaf falleth off of the vine, and as the fallen fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. There's a little more to that, but I read more verse. And the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, it is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra, and the great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So that links right up with the brother was breaking down in, Joel 4:20. But I mainly want to get the third verse when it said the stink shall come out of the carcasses, so you understand exactly that's what it's talking about.
Yeah. You got that?
Yeah, straight to the point.
Yep.
Isaiah 14:20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial.
That's 20.
Yeah. Isaiah 14:18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those.
That was cast out of that grave like an abominable branch. Now, if you look up an abominable branch was like a branch on a tree that a malefactor, in other words, a criminal, was hung on. And they would take that branch and they would bury it with that person. They would cast it out.
It says, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world and cities.
That's talking about westward expansion. The Most High gonna put a stop to westward expansion when he destroyed America.
Yeah. That's why scripture says Malachi, he's going to leave them neither root nor branch, no offspring.
The offspring.
We're the only people on the planet, the spirit, how about Shah Shah, that actually break the scriptures down like this and call for the destruction of this place. You don't got other people doing that,
That's right.
You used to have them people from the so-called prophecy club that used to take the scriptures, Jeremiah 51, Isaiah 14, they was never going into them scriptures. They started seeing the apostles and the elders and us going through scriptures, and then they had the prophecy club, and they would start doing that. They took all them, they would take the little breakdowns and put them in twist on it, but nobody really calling for going into the scriptures and calling for.
They will summarize it.
They would summarize.
They'll summarize the breakdown. So this is talking about Babylon look great, and we believe Babylon's America.
Yeah, exactly.
Original.
I was on 22.
You read
I read 20.
the point was at 20. They should not be joined with them in burial. Those are that's the American army not being buried in this combat that the Most High is gonna drive them into. Let's do this silently. So I'm going to Revelation 19.
So it's Revelations 19 and 17. And I saw an angel standing before the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together to the supper of the great power.
Go ahead. So the fowls of the heavens is talking about birds, but not any bird. It's referring to scavenger birds. Birds that feeds off flesh. Go ahead.
That ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond.
So it's not just gonna be American troops over there. It's gonna be troops from different nations over there. Just that it's gonna be the bulk of the dead bodies is gonna be American, but it's gonna be from different nations. Right?
It says, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army.
That was the point.
All right.
So that's talking, that goes into Yahweh Shah and they warring against Yahweh Shah. I had called for something.
Jerome 3rd chapter. If you guys,
I think it was Zechariah. Was it Zechariah?
Yeah, Zephaniah.
Zephaniah. So like Zephaniah
I got that.
3. Yeah.
You got something?
no, you can get
The Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations.
That's happening now. The nation is being gathered for war, and it's been viewing for years. But now it's leading to the point of the act of violence, or more violence actually. Go ahead.
For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Mm-hmm. So the whole earth gonna be struck by missiles, but the bulk of the missiles is gonna destroy America.
They gonna notice it's the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Suppose, yeah. Is it the verse before or after it speaks about the Most High to give us return to His name?
Apparent language, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Zephaniah 3,
Is it
9
up or down?
is down.
Okay. I read it.
Zephaniah chapter 3, verse
Right.
9. For then will I turn to the people of pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord.
We got
Okay. Yeah, so that pure language is the what we call today the Hebrew or the Lashawan Kodash, meaning the holy tongue. Go ahead.
That they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with
Because that Hebrew that those so-called Jews speak, that's not Hebrew. You know, it's not even close to the Hebrew. Now, the most purest form of Hebrew is what them Arabic speak. Arabs speak. But the Most High had brought back the Hebrew to us. It's what we call His name. Go ahead.
Yep. To serve him with one consent.
Serving 1%, meaning his name being one. Like you could be a little bit lost, right? Let's say you made a wrong turn and you're 2 minutes away from your destination. You're still lost.
Yeah.
So the Most High gave His actual name. Now you could sound similar to the name of the Most High. It's not the name of the Most High. It can be Yahweh or Yeshua. The Most High name is Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shah. That's it. His name being one. No matter how close it may sound, it's not His name. Even I get mad when people somewhat say my last name wrong. It's to the point when I grew up, I start correcting them. I'm like, whatever. But I never really liked it because it's, growing up, people pronounce my name how you pronounce it in English, reading it. But it really it's really read with an accent. Okay.
I got some. Ezekiel 39:7. So I will make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore.
And that's part of prophecy. Us coming back to the knowledge and knowing who we are and calling the name of the Most High and receiving the Hebrew again. That's all part of the fulfillment of prophecy, because the Most High took us out that darker state and brought us back to the light. And then He spoke about He's gonna stir up war, and we're gonna learn about Yahweh Shah, and Yahweh Shah is gonna come and deliver the elect, the righteous of Israel. That had to happen. Because let's say the Israelites was wrong, right? So how you break down these scriptures? The 48ers can't be the fulfillment of prophecy. Because scriptures say when the real chosen people go back to the land, there will be no more wars. They're in war right now. So how could it be the people?
It says, and I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, the Holy One in Israel.
That goes to the point you were saying, that when the Most High bring destruction, the whole world gonna know who did it.
Amen.
And the name of the Most High, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, is gonna be exhausted. Because if not, people will say it was Buddha. People will say it was Allah. People will say it was any other God other than the Most High. So everybody's gonna know it was Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. That's it.
And the world gonna know the Most High is the power greatly to be feared. Soon, the world is gonna know that you know, the Most High exists. The Most High is gonna exist. Now there's gonna be no more doubt.
Mhm.
Nobody gonna have to come down from heaven and say, "Look, I'm the Son of the Most High." This destruction gonna show them that the Son of that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua exists. And then when the children of Israel are exalted, and we go around enslaving the whole planet, they gonna know that we the Lord people. This gonna happen soon.
Very soon.
This ain't gonna happen another 15 years from now, man. According to the prophecy, it's gonna happen soon.
No more debates.
No more debates. No more, you know, any other camp saying we're not teaching the truth. It's gonna be no more of that. You know?
Mhm.
Anybody got a scripture?
Alright, 2 Esdras 15:20. It reads, Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanon,
You got it.
to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. Yes, right. So like brothers going into this upcoming Third World War, which the Most High is stirring things up now with the nations in the Middle East, in that region. And so the Most High is bringing all these nations together to fight World War III. All right? But the main reason he's doing that is because of what these nations did to the nation of Israel. So now the time of the Most High judging these nations is at hand for what? Everything that they have done unto his people, which are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So this final judgment, this final war is going to lead into Israel's salvation, all right? So verse 21, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, who is the chosen? Israel. So will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord. Yeah, because what? All these nations had a hand in bringing the nation of Israel down throughout history. All right? And we're still in bondage under what? The so-called white man to this day. So now the time of payback is going to come. And that's what the Most High is doing now unto these nations. He's gearing these nations up to battle for war.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And so this upcoming war is going to be the judgment of the heathen and the deliverance of what? The elected nation of Israel.
I got something. This is Micah 7:15. It says, according to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt, will I show unto him marvelous things. So this says when we was living in Egypt, we was in the wilderness, and we saw these different things, like the Most High fed the nation of Israel with the quails, and man came down from heaven, Moses smote the rock, and water came out. All these different things that we've seen, right? You had the water that was bitter, that was made clean. According to the days of thy coming out, even to the plagues, right? According to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt, will I show unto him marvelous things. Something like that when we read in the miracle. You're gonna see different marvelous things, different miracles, which can show us that the Most High, that he is. The nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. So the nations gonna see us, they'll be scared of children of Israel. You know? Like when you go back to the book of Joshua.
I got it.
You got that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Joshua 2 and I'm gonna start at 7. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords, and as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. And she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. Verse 10 is the point. For we have heard how the Lord Yahweh dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and when you did, and what ye did unto the kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly it says whom ye utterly it said whom ye utterly destroyed.
I believe that's Og, the king of Bashan.
No. It says whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts did melt.
neither did
Their
their
hearts did melt, meaning their minds. Like in other words, when something melts, it just completely just dissolves.
Right.
So their hearts melted, so their mind just completely dissolved. Like they were just frail, weak.
Like, you know, I said like your heart skipped a beat.
Exactly.
Like
It don't actually stop and then beat again. You don't do that. Exactly. It's a fearless speech.
it's like panic, like oh, like
Exactly.
it's oh shit, we in trouble.
Exactly. Somebody say my heart dropped.
Yeah, your heart
It don't
dropped.
mean your heart actually just dropped. It's like a feeling of fear.
Right.
So everything is melted. It collapsed. Go ahead, bro.
Back into that story, when you read, I believe, on the Most High had the Jordan River also
Yeah.
spread,
Gun.
you know.
That happened too. Yeah, in the book of Joshua. Yeah, the book of Joshua. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gun. Like in the beginning.
Yeah.
Of the book. Yeah, that's true.
Then,
That's right.
then they knocked down the walls of Jericho,
Yeah.
you know. So they had to be shook, because that's the defense. The walls made for a defense. You know when that happened.
And that happened later on in Jeremiah.
That's later on. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's chapter 6 of it.
Like 7 chapters.
Come.
Good.
back at Joshua 2:11. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For Yahweh, your power, he is the power in heaven above and in earth beneath.
So they were shook. Now check this out. Back in Micah 7 chapter says, the nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth. Their ear shall be deaf. Now when a person is afraid, they're so in fear they can't even speak. It's like they can't even hear what's going on. They just trapped. They're like traumatized. They're like a dead caught in the headlights. Because a dead caught in the headlights, they're not hearing you honk your horn. They're not making any noise. They're just sitting there like they frozen. So it says, the nations shall see and be confounded of all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth, and their ear shall be deaf. So they're gonna be in great shock. They're gonna be like traumatized. They shall lick the dust like a serpent. In other words, their face is gonna be towards the ground. They're gonna be in a subservient state towards us. Just as the serpent moves along the ground, that's how they're gonna be on the ground. You know? They shall move out of their holes like the worms of the earth. So all the places they're hiding in. The underground bunkers, their mountain, fortresses or whatever. Because we're gonna grab them out of there. They shall be afraid of Yahweh Shah, our power, and shall fear because of thee. So they're gonna be in great fear, man. They're gonna be in great fear. Anybody got anything else?
I got something. In Jeremiah 16:14, therefore behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Because this exodus or this exit is gonna be greater than we left Egypt. It's gonna be far greater. So it's like Egypt, that's gonna be like a thing of the past. That's gonna be like, oh, that's old. That's an old thing. That's gonna be like iPods compared to now. Right. That's gonna be like a sidekick.
Like
to
a
smartphone.
snapback TV
Exactly.
compared to a flash screen now.
Exactly. Yep. That's gonna be like Blockbuster compared to Netflix.
Or Nintendo
Yeah.
compared to PS5.
That's right. Yeah.
The Mossad's gonna outdo himself. Like all the things, because what the Mossad did with Egypt, is still spoke about to this day. And the Mossad gonna outdo himself. We did with Egypt to America. And it says, and I will bring them. It's like let me read that again. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whether he had driven them. And I will bring them again and into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
So it says he's gonna bring them again until they get to their fathers. So it's gonna be. It said what is it? It says
and I will bring
they're
them
no
again.
longer, they're gonna no longer. It's gonna be greater than Egypt. That's what it said, right?
Yeah, that was verse 14. So therefore the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But
But the Lord delivered them out of the land of the north, and it said he's gonna bring them again to their land. So how the hell did the so-called Jews get there?
Right.
What happened? The word ain't talking about no great major deliverance.
Mhm.
They ain't had no great major deliverance.
Yeah.
So this is all BS.
And that cut the whole flea doctrine. Like you gotta buy a passport
Mhm.
and, you know, live yourself and go to Egypt. Well, I'm not Egypt, Israel.
Real.
The Mossad gonna have missiles shooting to Israel as well.
Exactly.
You know, you better hope you ain't over there.
All you got.
Yeah. The deliverance is gonna happen, mostly in America
Mhm.
and other parts of the world, but that's so that the Mossad be, his name be manifested.
Right. You got some further up on?
Yeah, it's Isaiah 14:1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." Yeah, so that's right. So that's the next deliverance, right? The next great deliverance, where the Most High is going to deliver Israel from the land of the north and wherever they're scattered, and bring them to the land of Israel. Okay, so the Most High, He's gonna be the one who's gonna set us in that land. So let me read. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their land. And the strangers shall be joined with them. They shall cleave to the house of Israel." And the strangers is talking about the Israelite foreigners.
Ain't talking about you, so you sure?
I ain't talking about no other nation.
That's right.
It's talking about the Israelite foreigners. All right, which is going to come back into the fold and believe on Yahweh Shai, and what? They're gonna believe on Yahweh Shai and come back into Lord's statutes, commandments. All right.
And they're gonna cleave with them. Why? So they never be separated.
Mhm.
You know, like a child that lost his mother. You know, and they, oh mommy, and he lost in the mall. You know what I'm saying they money mother no, they're happy. So why? They grab onto her why so they can never be separated. You know.
Yeah,
That's it. All right, so I guess with that we're gonna close and until next time. So long.
Shalom.
Shalom.